Today we're going to be installing these Drift HQ angle adapters for this IS300 the proper way with torque specs and Locktite. So all you need to install these angle adapters are the cut lower ball joints for the IS300 from Excessive Manufacturing on the website, as well as any IS300 tie rods. So you're gonna have a right and a left, but on the IS300, the left one goes on the right and the right one goes on the left, which is weird, but because of this curve, it provides more clearance. You will also need this tool, which is a ball joint remover. Just pops it right out, as well as a torque wrench and Loctite. So right now we're gonna be putting this on this. So as you see right here, just slaps on, fits snug. This way is not the right way. So just slap it on right there. Fits snug. If you have some issues, put the bolts through and they'll settle in. So put the washer first on the bolt. It's difficult to do with like how I'm doing it right now. Yeah. Washer, bolt, goes on the bottom. Washer, bolt, goes on the bottom. And then washers on top, as you can see right here. And these are lock nuts. So you don't really need Loctite, but I'm gonna do Loctite because this is an angle tip. It's gonna see some abuse. It's gonna see some rough times. So just a little dab of Loctite will do. Better safe than sorry. This thing is like $28. It's way too much. But unicorn tears, that's what they call them. Thread this on there. And wherever I look on the internet for these adapters, which are quite popular for this chassis, you can't find any torque specs at all. So I made up my own torque specs, which sounds sketch, but just put in the device real quick, and I'll torque it to, which is a safe number. Let's see if y'all can see that. Yep. And then these bolts right here are, I'm pretty sure, a 19. So just get a 19 socket. That might be loud, you can probably hear my heater. A 19 socket and any monkey wrench or whatever. So these marks are the stock angle, and we're gonna see how much angle we get with the adapters. So in here, you need to pop the bolt for the tie rod, which is right here. Probably can't see it. And the lower ball joint bolt as well, which is right there. I want it to focus right there. So with the lower ball joint bolt, there's gonna be a castle nut as well as a little cotter pin. So you're gonna get that cotter pin, which hopefully you can see with my head. Hopefully not in the way. Right here. Yep, you can see it. Just bend the pin out of the way and then pull the pin out right there. All right, then you just take out the pin. This is basically every car guy. Oh, it's a 5-minute job. It'll take 2 seconds. Things get stuck. Things won't come loose. Can't think straight. Come on now. There we go. Alright, that's the pin out. And then the bottom bolt, I think mine's a 22. Nope. Alright, I'll be back with another bolt. It ended up being a 19. Put that 19 on there. I get a breaker bar, and break that son of a gun loose. So, how does it go? Lefty tighty? No, righty tighty, lefty loosey. But it's upside down. So, yep, I should be pushing this way. Is that on there? Fully? Wow. That was not torque to spec at all. Alright, now that's out. We gotta do the scary part. The scary part about this job is using this tool and wait until it pops. So you gotta put it right in between this rubber boot. Gotta loosen this a bit. And this nut over here is huge. So, yeah, you gotta get a wrench for it. Yep, and I gotta go from the other side. All right, so this might be loud for y'all with the headphones on, AirPods, earpods, whatever they call it. I'm gonna use the hammer to make sure it's in, and I'm gonna start rotating. This dust shield's in the way, but it's fine. I'll just bend it here and then bend it back. Yep. So you wanna be kind of in a safe position when you're doing this. Don't get any of your hands or eyes or face near this. As I get my face near it. What is that, man? Is that 21? Bigger than 21. Is that 22? Oh, that wasn't 22. Is that a 15, 16? Yep, that is a 15, 16. Alright, I'll use my torque wrench, even though you're not supposed to when you're doing this kind of stuff. But it's gonna go pop. I'm gonna yell like a girl. Did it pop? That was easy. Did it really pop? No way. Don't do this at home, kids. Hello? Hey! That was easy. Yep, it's loose. Now, you gotta get this out, the tie rod. So same thing with the pin. Bend the pin. You can bend it with your hands. Ow. It bit me. Man, these dust shields are always in the way. Once you get that annoying pin out, get an 18, put it on top of here, and break it loose. Once that's loose, don't take it out. And take out these, there's 2 bolts that hold the lower ball joint in. So if you can see right there and right there, break those loose too. All right, yep, 17, let's go. Once you got the breaker bar and the 17 on it, you can just break those loose. So, get some grip on it. Come on now. Let's break those loose. Yep, okay. That's loose now. Use your foot if you have to. Yep, break that loose. Use your leg. Use that, whatever you have to. Huh. Interesting. Jump out of the way. You can't see it on camera. A bunch of tools at my feet. There we go. And then you could get an impact to take it off from that. Once you got all the bolts and castle nuts out, you can remove the tie rod. Wow, this is a long thread. Remove the tie rod by using that tool again. Once you got all the castle nuts out, as well as the 17s out, you could use that tool again to get the tie rod out. So, get that bolt off. It's gonna pop, and I'm gonna scream. Come on now. Bunch of tension on it. This is the scariest part. Yep, there we go. And that's out. Tie rod officially out. After that scary bang and the tie rod's out, you could lift the entire joint and then take that lower ball joint out. I mean, it's heavy, but come on now. Come on now. I don't recommend doing this at home. There you go. So, and then rest this out. I just pinched my finger. Rest this on the lower control arm. Ooh. Careful, ball joint. Just rest it on the lower control arm. So you're gonna put some Loctite on these 17s, and I'm currently alone right now in the garage. So I believe that the safest way to do this is to put the adapter that I had earlier and put it on the control arm first, and then put the entire hub on. So the silver is gonna face outward, so like outside the body of the car, and the bolts will face towards the body of the car. So I'm going to lift this up, pop it in, and then drop it. So I popped it in. I'm gonna lift up the entire hub, which is surprisingly heavy. I'm gonna pop it on there, and then twist, 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 and then I'm going to be very careful about this. So I'm just gonna put the castle nut right now. I'm not gonna torque it down for safety measures. And then I'm going to put the 17s, I'm gonna thread them in by hand. Which if it will let me, which it's tilted. So put this way. Lift it like that. And then try to thread the bolts in. Now, after a little bit of finagling, I'm gonna thread those in by hand. Pushing forward and stuff. When you push forward with your entire body, it helps. The Loctite is still on there. And yeah, most of the work you do on an IS300, the secret is that you gotta get your entire body in the fender well. Yep, all right, that seems to be in. I'm gonna tighten them down just by hand and a little bit by the ratchet. So when you're tightening these 17s on the bottom, you gotta make sure that there's not much resistance when you're first threading them in, because you don't want to cross thread these, since they are holding your entire hub and basically the entirety of the front of your car. Now we're gonna try to get this out. So just basically loosen that nut, and then this will twist out. Once you break that loose, it could be a 19, it could be something different for you. I had to use my spanner wrench. Just back it off, doesn't matter what position you back it off at, and twist this tie rod end off. Once you get the old tie rod off, the IS300 tie rod, and the curve is supposed to face towards the back of the car, and just thread that on. So just a review of the torque specs. The castle nut that also has Loctite and a cotter pin on the outer tie rod is 40 foot-pounds. The ones connecting the cut lower ball joint to the Drift HQ adapters, I did those two with Loctite with the locking nuts. So that's extra safety. There's no information on those for torque specs. The big bolt down there for the lower ball joint with the castle nut as well as the cotter pin as well as Loctite, that's 91 foot-pounds. And the two 17s that are connected to the entire hub, those are 83 foot-pounds with Loctite. So on the other side, it is basically the same thing, just mirrored. And with this kit, you get a little bit of camber, which looks pretty nice, but need to push it a little bit more the positive way. And over here, dang, yeah, that looks good. So those marks indicate the original angle. I'm about to turn it for y'all, show what this angle kit did. Wow, that is some fitment. Yeah, I'm gonna need to raise the front a little bit for the big reveal. Bam, that is a lot of angle for like 200 bucks. Holy crap. And I will definitely have to raise the car because I am close. Look at that. The other side's not that close, but I will ruin my fenders this way. I'm gonna show you the other side now. And that is the other side. There's a huge increase from what I had. And it looks great. Look at that. We'll definitely have to raise the front a little bit. Sorry if my heater's too loud, but wow. That is a lot of angle. Yeah, I definitely recommend this angle kit because it's like 300 bucks-ish here and there. And you don't want too much angle when you're starting off to drift because you don't want it to be a crutch. You want to learn with low angle first. Just get out there with stock angle and then upgrade to something like this and then master that and keep on going. I will be at Mid Pond at the end of the month with this angle kit and a few more parts on the car. So yeah, I'll see y'all out there.